All right, everybody, so we're in our dry fire dojo here, and this is Adam. He is a master USPSA shooter, and he's gonna help me get all trained up in the 20, 30 minutes that I have to help me get a little bit sharper in my whole shooting journey, whole shooting experience. So Adam, I got 20, 30 minutes a day to try to get better with my dry fire. Can you give me a kind of routine that we can go through so that I can sharpen my skills a bit?
What I do is I really like to keep it simple, right?
Okay.
So, because I think that the simpler it is, the more often and the more consistent you're willing to probably set aside time to do it. Because again, it's like, you know, sometimes doing things just it sucks. It's not fun, even if you like doing it. And if you got to set up, and by all means, you know, like if you like set up this whole little indoor stage to dry fire, by all means, I don't think there's any harm that can come from it, but it's like to do that every day. Yeah. I think that's a crazy expectation. You know what I mean? So what I really try to do is very simple things. Okay. Like you said, like, okay, like the indexing, it's like, okay, that's done. Now I'm going to do the reload while again, the entire time I'm checking my grip, I'm checking the index. After I reload the gun, I'm checking, okay, how is the grip after my reload? Is my hand all wonky and doing some dumb teacup thing? Or is it back where it needs to be? And it's a good solid grip. It's like, okay, it wasn't. Let's go back and fix it. Okay. And once I feel like I kind of got the ball rolling, again, then it's like I'll do like 10 or 20 perfect reps. Otherwise, I don't allow myself to like move on. So you do 10 or 20 like perfect reps, and if you mess one up, do you start over? I start over.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
The more you do any sort of reps of anything, as long as they're very deliberate, you're very aware of what you're doing. Like, I don't think you can really go wrong.
Let me try to do a draw drill, like what we're doing right here. And you can kind of assess or kind of ask me, kind of help train me through it, like what I'm doing or what I'm doing. So we have our 3 targets here. I'm just going to aim at that. The center line? At the center line, yeah. So if I draw, so what am I looking at while I'm drawing here?
While you're drawing, what you're looking at is you should be looking at that little protruded A, making that absolute focal of what you're trying to, see. Yeah. So as you're drawing, that dot should come up and cover that A. Okay. Yeah. And then after that, it's like, okay, how's my grip? Right? Does this grip feel like it could?
Sure. Okay. How do you know what a good grip feels like?
By checking how your live fire is. They go hand in hand. So your dry fire should be checked by live fire. And the issues you have live firing should be, start working through that while doing dry fire.
So getting a good grip in the field, in the real world, as real as it can be, checking that grip and see where your targets are landing, and then saying, okay, this is what a good grip feels like based on my group, and then taking that back into your dry fire. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Can you explain just exactly what indexing means? Maybe someone's new, they're like, what does that even mean exactly?
You're looking at A, like the A zone, right? Not just the A zone, but I'm looking specifically at the letter A, right? So when I draw that gun, it's indexing exactly where my eyes are looking. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's A, and then that A is covered up by the dot on the gun, or if you're shooting iron sights, it would be the front sight. It should be, no matter what you're looking at, it should be exactly what you're looking at, where that dot is. Okay. If you're not, it's, that means obviously you have some grip issues, in my opinion. So when you go to, it's like, okay, why didn't it index on that letter A? Do I have too much pressure? Is it pulling the gun to the right? Is my strong hand pulling it to the left? Okay. And just kind of figuring out the pressures with that way. So it just indexes perfect every time. Just muscle memory too. It's like, so you're not going past it and then.
Okay. We talked about drawing and what we need to think about as we're trying to index. Let's talk about reloads for a second. How can I get better at that? What are some practical things that I can do?
I guess reps, and more reps. But while doing the reps, like a good thing that you could incorporate into, let's say this draw and indexing drill is like, okay, draw, index the gun, then you reload from here, right? Okay. Or it's like you want to add something to it, as you're, step forward to reload.
Okay. So in the step.
In the step.
Okay. So like,
Yeah.
What is the step doing that's helping me?
I think if you're ever standing and reloading a gun besides at the back of your truck, I mean, again, depending on what you're doing, like it's probably not a good thing to do.
Okay.
Like, again, never been in a gunfight, never been in the military, but I would imagine I wouldn't be just standing there and reloading my gun if someone was shooting at me, right? So yeah, even competition wise, I mean, a second is a big deal. 2 seconds is a big deal. You know, 3, if you're not looking at what you're doing and you miss your mag and you're standing there, it's like, it's just it's a not a good thing. So I like to make sure that the reload is happening before I even move. Okay. You know, so that way I can kind of concentrate on the movement, but that's kind of a separate thing. Like I'm not saying move standing still, but like before I'm here and then before I actually initiate the movement, like this is coming up and then I'm.
So a drill that we could try is kind of like what you're saying, is kind of, we're already indexed. Move like that. How'd that look?
No, that was good.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of like that. Okay.
And you can kind of see the progression of this very simple thing. You start with indexing, and you know, you could have a couple targets, or I think you stated in other videos, like, yeah, and I do too, where it's like maybe you got a light switch and a piece of tape, or whatever it is. So it's like you do your drawing, your indexing, checking the grip. Then you do your reloads while doing the same stuff, right? If you so feel, add movement into that.
Okay.
And then number 3, it's like from a competition standpoint, like transitions are huge.
Okay, so how do we get better at those?
My goal is to have my eyes drive the gun, my eyes move, my eyes move. So like what I'm looking at, the gun's there, my eyes move, the gun follows, lands exactly where I'm looking again. And my eyes move and the gun lands exactly where I'm looking again, like not past, not before. I mean, I'm looking at the letter B and it's like, that is where the gun is landing without question. If it isn't, then it's like, okay, now I start the rep over. So like every rep I'll draw. So like, let's say the left arc goes center, right? And then maybe I'll go back. And every rep I'm making sure I'm not driving the gun, not like letting the gun fall short of where I'm looking. And then with this, then you can tie in the other kind of 2 simple drills that we did beforehand. Okay. Where it's like, again, you're already doing the draw.
Draw.
How's your grip? Did the gun index where you landed on the beat? You know, okay. Then it's now you're working on transition there and back. You know? Pulling the trigger. You know, it's like sometimes I'll do 50-50 where I'm just working on on the dot. And then, you know, it's like, okay, like I got that down. Now I will add trigger press into that. So
with a trigger press, what am I looking for? Once I'm indexed, what am I looking for? What am I trying to feel when I'm pulling a trigger?
Since the gun is not actually recoiling, you are looking for pretty much a steady dot while pressing the trigger. Okay. You know, to the best of your ability to replicate.
Am I pressing it hard? Am I like mashing the trigger? Or am I kind of just being a little gentle with it?
I don't know if mashing is the word, but like what you're looking for is like as close as you can get to a real live trigger, right? Whatever that is or looks like. I mean, you got to know for your gun, right?
Yes.
But that's what you're looking for. You know, when you're done, like, okay, how does this gun feel in my hands? And being aware of that, and just like, you know, holding yourself accountable to that. Because again, like you can do this. Even the most high level guys will say it's like, and you can do dry fire for 20 minutes a day, but if it's just a check in the box, like, it's not going to make you any better. It's about being completely dialed into what you're doing. You know what I mean? And if that means 5 minutes and you start to lose your attention span of what you're doing, and it's like, okay, well, good, stop. You're just going through the motions. I think that's a pathway to creating really bad habits that are going to slow your progress. And you have to be checked in. You have to be like dialed in, because again, it's like, I know there's a lot, I mean, more than probably most people, like, yeah, I draw fire every day. It's like, if you truly do it and you are absolutely dialed in, I mean, it will bring you to a way better level of a shooter than you are in a short amount of time. When I say dialed in, I can't emphasize that enough. I think when you go on the internet and you see people talking about it that are very high level, they say those words, and it's like, I don't think a whole lot of people totally understand the depth of the words that they're saying. Because if you're not, I mean, you're going to be disappointed with the results that you're in. Like, you'll be very pleased with the results.
Sure. Let's talk about stance very quickly. What are your thoughts on when I'm moving and transitioning to another area, how should I be standing?
Man, that's a loaded question. At a competition, you may be coming into a shooting position at a very inconvenient angle. You know what I mean? Like sometimes your feet might be like literally like this as you're doing this.
Sure.
Stance, as long as you have a good base, and from a competition standpoint, as long as you are coming into a position, ready to leave that position. You know what I mean? You see a lot of people kind of come into positions and they like stop, set up shop, shoot. If I'm here and I want to like go to this white,
Sure.
you know, they'll kind of come here and do this. And it's like, you know, like I think you should enter every position as if you're looking to exit that position regardless of. So, I mean, if I'm here, I'm shooting, I generally get low. And I'm ready to.
Kind of like so. And then kind of like that. Something like that. Yeah. So knees are bent. You're in a, you know, you're keeping your eyes downrange and then you're moving to the next spot. Like, are there 5 fundamentals? Kind of like what you were just saying. So, you know, there's indexing, there's transitions, you know, reloads. I mean, are there
Grip and vision.
Grip and vision. Okay.
I mean, I think grip and vision are the absolutely most important thing of shooting a handgun. I think without either one of them, you're just out there doing things. You know what I mean? Like if you want to get to any sort of high level, I think gripping the gun correctly with minimal input into the gun while you're shooting it, and being able to shoot the gun with your eyes. You know what I mean? Like the bullets are going more or less where you are looking. So having the ability or training the ability in yourself to have that gun go exactly to where your eyes are looking, you know what I mean? Like that is, you have those two things, you know, there's no reason that you can't be, you know, a high level shooter.
The number one thing is indexing, right? And then and I'm looking for, what am I looking for? Grip. And vision.
Grip, yeah. So I mean, index at this one, it's like I'm pretty much looking for my grip number 1, honestly. Index is a second close. But those are the 2 things I'm looking for and feeling for.
Great.
You know, when I'm doing that.
So that, and then reloads with transition, with some movement. I'd say. So we're not wasting time.
Set up the mechanics of it. You know, like I'll stand there and do a standing reload, which again, at any point I would try not to do ever, but like just for the fundamentals of it, right?
And then reassessing the grip.
Yep. Assessing the grip. Where does my hand land? Do I have some weird grip after putting the mag in? All right, it is. Well, that's obviously going to affect your shooting once you get going again. So it's like making sure that again, your grip is a-okay once you land that mag in there. And if not, figure it out. Like, why is it? What do I need to do to fix it? Get through that. Okay, now you add in movement, forward, back, left, right. You know, either way. You know, multiple steps.
And then the third thing, when we're doing our 30 minutes, is the transitions.
You're rolling the first drill into the second drill, into the third drill.
So one drill, one set of fundamentals builds on the next set of fundamentals, builds on the next. So hopefully by the time you get to an end of a 30 minute or however long, then you're in a much better spot than when you started, or at least you're staying sharp and getting sharper.
The goal. That's the goal, you know. In a course of fire, I mean, that's what you're doing really, is you are just tying all the fundamentals of shooting together in one long string of things, right? Vision, movement, grip. I mean, just the mechanics of shooting and handling your gun, right? It's all just strung together. So, I mean, sure, there's plenty of books out there with great drills. Like, I've read the books. I just kind of like do my own thing. You know what I mean? Like, I might just have 4 targets here and maybe one little thing over here, or, you know, maybe I move them. It doesn't matter. I'm just like, I really try to break my dry fire down into the most simple things and work on the very simple fundamentals.
Adam, man, thank you so much for helping me out.
Yeah, no problem.
Hopefully I can get better. Yeah.
I'll be watching.
Awesome.